Hello, hello, hello. Hello, everybody. How is everybody doing today? Hello, Mr. Virtue. How are you doing? I'm just gonna take a few minutes. Hello, Mr. Russell. I'm gonna take a few minutes and let a few more persons come online. Hello, Miss Hanson. How are you? Green lady. That's funny. That's funny. We're just here to talk about going green. I'm hoping everybody's having a good night so far. Everybody should be at home, chilling. Miss Hanson. I am so excited about today. This evening, I think we're going to have a fabulous time. I'm really excited about hearing from you, hearing about what it is you want to know about going green. This is really why we're having this conversation today, why I decided to reach out to my audience, just so that we can hear, what it is that you have to say about going green, what you would like to see, and see throughout the pages of Live Echo magazine. So, all right, in like 2 seconds. All right. So, for those that don't know, I am Shelly Ann Dunkley. I am the founder of Live Echo magazine, which is a publication. We're actually online now. We started back in 2009 with some printed issues, but now we are fully online and we are, on our website, which is Live Echo, LIVEECCO.com. We have a few articles on there now. You can check us out. Tell us what you think. We want to hear from you. All right. Um, Hello, Mr. Carlington Clark. I hope you're having a good night tonight. And I actually want to hear from you guys, really and truly. This is why we're having this conversation. This is conversations with Echo. All right. So I want us to have a conversation here. I know being online is a little tricky. You have to be typing versus, verbally communicating. But I'm sure by now everybody can type pretty well. All right. So, like I said, I am Shelly Ann Dunkley, founder of Live Echo magazine. We are online, liveecho.com, and you can also find us on Facebook, Instagram. Um, that's pretty much it for right now. All right, and Twitter actually. So, let us talk about why I decided to start going green, or start the publication, start the website. Funny story. So in what is that now? Like maybe 2017 or so. I was at home cleaning and there was a stain in the tub and I couldn't get it out. And I was like, I'm brilliant. If I mix this and I mix that, and obviously it's going to come out. So I decided to mix something that had bleach and something that had something that was not supposed to be mixed with bleach. And there was like this plume of smoke just coming towards me. And I decided in that moment, when I realized I couldn't breathe, that was the first thing. I couldn't breathe, seeing this beautiful plume of smoke, but at the same time, I wasn't able to breathe. So I saw it and I said to myself, there must be another way. There must be some kind of natural products out there that I can use that, won't affect me in this adverse manner where I'm literally just cleaning my house and I almost kill off myself. However, I maybe shouldn't have mixed the items together. So, first thing. But I said, let's look at the different alternatives. At that time, I was living in New York, and there was this whole turnaround in terms of what you're seeing on the market, the different green products. All of these alternatives were coming out. Whole Foods was a big deal in the States at the time. So because of that, I ventured into this green space, trying to find all of the information that I could about how to go green. Then in 2008, I decided to move back home, came home, and I said, hey, why not talk about going green in Jamaica? So the magazine first printed issue came out 2009. Yeah. Um, so pretty much that's the story behind Echo. It's yeah, something I tell people all the time, but don't mix your products. All right, just don't mix them. Also, just for your information, ECCO, ECCO, stands for Environmentally Conscious Consumer Operations. And this is why we're here. We want to hear from you, and we want to make going green easy and simple for you, our readers, and our audience. So, whether it is you go to our website or you go on our Instagram page or Facebook page, it's really simple. I don't want you to think about it as this end all be all. If you don't recycle this one plastic bottle in your hand, you know all everything is going to come down. No, that's not the case. Everyone take steps every single day, basic steps. Build a habit around it. Build a habit around going green. That's really what it is. So they're basic things that you can do, like I said. And we're going to be talking more about that today. And again, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you or readers. um, Let us know what it is that you want to see in the pages. Let us know what it is that you would want to see online. Do you want to know more about recycling? Do you want to know about climate change? Everybody's talking about climate change. I'm sure you've heard about it. But is that something that you're familiar with? Is it something that you believe that's going to impact you? It will impact every single one of us. And throughout the pages of Echo, you will be able to realize that this is very important for you to understand. Additionally, the difference between climate change and global warming, those are a few other things that you need to be aware of. Um, so, like I said, Echo, Live Echo is really about making you a conscious consumer. How is it that the car that you drive, how is that going to affect your environment? Is it going to affect your environment? Also, as it relates to the clothing that you wear, the food that you buy, those are some other things that you should really look at and think about when it is that you're out shopping for the various food items, etc. um so the purpose of the publication and the purpose of conversations with Echo, like I said, is we want to make going green an easy and seamless process for you. It's really about you. I don't want you to think that it's very difficult. It is not. It's really just for you to understand how it is that your impact, how do you impact the environment? So that's something that you need to consider. It is going to be a fortnightly conversation, so every 2 weeks. So not next week Wednesday, the Wednesday after that. Come right back here because we want to see you and we want to hear from you about going green. Come talk to us. We're going to be inviting a few guests to be a part of the conversation. So at that stage, you'll be able to learn more. Today is an introduction, get to know Echo. And again, I want to hear from you or audience as to why you believe, Live Echo will help you become greener. What is it that you would want to hear about? So type it in the comment section right there. All right. Um, Today's episode now, if for those of you who were following us on Instagram, we had put out a questionnaire and we were asking people what were some of the different things that you would want to see done or changed in Jamaica, in the Caribbean, in the world. It doesn't just have to be about, your immediate space. It could just be information that you want to know. So um when we put out that questionnaire, a few people came back and we got a few comments. I will drop them here right now. um this is big. This is huge, huge, huge. Um, the company that I was working for most recently was heavily involved in recycling. And because of that, I am, pretty informed around recycling and what is happening. But for the most part, we just need to do the right thing. That's really what it boils down to as it relates to recycling and waste management. If you have it doesn't even have to be about the plastic bottle. Any kind of trash or waste that you have, packaging of any sort. It could be cheese strip bag, it could be bag juice, anything that you have, properly dispose of it. If the garbage bin looks full, don't put it on top of it because it's just going to blow away and that don't make any sense to anybody. So properly dispose of your items. Recycling is an option as it relates to plastic bottles or any form of plastic in and of itself. So there are a few things that I would want you to know. And if you go to the website, there are two articles on there. The articles detail to you the different types of plastics that you need to be aware of. So it will show you where the codes are. You have your number one and your number two. If you look at the bottom of the bottle in a little triangle, it will show you the number. And the number one or number two is what we currently recycle or collect for recycling in Jamaica. So your number one is typically your beverage bottles, so your juice bottle, water bottle, soda bottles, etc. Your number twos, no, that's more than likely your lotion bottles. You might find some oil bottles that are number one, but again, look for the triangle and look for the code. Then the other thing that you need to do is find a location. So we're going to be putting on the Instagram page and Facebook page, we're going to be putting some information about the different depots where you can drop off your plastics most recently. And hopefully there will be something nearby you. If not, let us know. Please understand that Recycling Partners of Jamaica is the entity that does our collecting currently. And it's something that they're building. They're building out their capacity. And we ask that you exercise a little patience while they build their capacity and they're able to put more locations across the island. Um, Another thing that I got quite a few comments on was, oh gosh, Kim. Kim, I saw this message from Kim on Instagram. Kim, I completely get it. I am there with you on this. People lighting fires to burn them garbage. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand it. I understand why they do it. Let me put that out there. They do it because of two reasons. They don't know they don't know that National Solid Waste will actually come and collect your cuttings or your trimmings. So if you cut a tree, if you cut, various bushes, they if you call them, they can actually come and collect it. And I will put that information on the website as well. Because if you tell them, they will come and collect. So really and truly, there's no need for you to burn. You could also compost it. That's really huge right now. A lot of people doing home gardens, etc. So instead of burning, why not compost it? That's another option. Another reason that they burn is because one, like I said, they might not know that somebody is there to collect, or maybe they just can't bother. But it is illegal to burn, and I would suggest that if your neighbor is burning, you let your neighbor know. Like I said, you can call solid waste to collect, as well as they can compost. So there are options. All right. Um, let's see. We actually have somebody that we've invited to participate and let us know her thoughts in terms of what bothers her, what irks her around the environment, and what she would like to see done differently. So I'm going to invite my guest, Emma, Miss Emma Lewis, to join us in our chat.
Hi, everyone. Good evening,
Hi,
Shelley.
Emma. How are
Hi.
you?
I'm not too bad. I'm pretty good, thanks. Yes, I have a couple of things that I just wanted to throw out that are like, food for thought. And you can put your comments, if any, and, ask questions. But I am a great bird lover, and I love my animals and the ecosystems, the wonderful nature around us. And this all, this is all connecting with everything that Shelley has said, really. But this today is Plastic Free July, the beginning of Plastic Free July, the 1st of July. And I was thinking about all the actual harm that plastic does to our animals, birds, plant life, and entire ecosystems. The ecosystem meaning, the whole environment around us. The special little types of environment that are very important for our wildlife to thrive in. And of course, that's especially important for marine life. the sea. Anything that lives in the sea is very badly affected by plastic. At least 8 million tons of plastic end up in our oceans every year, and they're right from the surface, the coral reefs, all the way down, even in the deep sea beds. They have found plastic. It just penetrates every part of the ocean. And it makes up about 80% of all marine debris. So if you can imagine, if you scooped up a whole lot of debris from the sea, then most of it would be plastic of some sort or other. So all the more reason to recycle and be careful and find alternatives if you can. Then there's also the microplastics. And that is when the plastic breaks down into tiny, tiny, tiny pieces. And we have probably seen some terrible examples of this, like a turtle with a plastic straw in his nose. Hopefully, we'll be banning plastic straws soon, I think. We already have that. Yeah, 2021 it will actually come into
That's
effect.
actually the packaging. So the straws are banned already, but the packaging, the straws on the packaging is 2021.
With the straw in the packaging, that's right. I hear there's some pushback on that from manufacturers, but we'll see. Hopefully that will go through and they won't delay that. But yes, there are examples, and like, I don't know if you saw a picture of a whale, a plastic whale, as it called. His whole, huge stomach was filled with plastic, and he died of starvation because, he couldn't digest or get anything out of it, obviously. And other things, seabirds in particular, suffer terribly. Most of them, or almost all, you could say at this stage, almost anything that lives in or around the sea is ingesting plastic. And of course, and that includes fish, of course, which we eat. So we're thinking of our own health. It's all connected. It's ultimately comes back to us.
It is. Yeah, everything comes back to us.
Yeah. And the one thing I was thinking, Shelley, was for the consumer to just think about when they're buying products, what can be harmful to wild animals, and of course to your domestic pets as well. That's another issue. So, and to think of the ethics of it as well. Do you really want to be buying something, cosmetics that are made from oil from whales' bodies?
Even palm oil. Palm oil is also a concern.
Oh yeah.
That's
right.
That's something that we also need to look at.
So I thought of a few things just quickly. I'll give a couple of examples, but we have to be careful with sunscreen. A lot of us go to the beach and put all this stuff all over us. Now that can affect our coral reefs really badly. We put the sunscreen on, we go into the sea, take a little dip, we put some more back on. At least with me, I hardly go in the sun at all, but a lot of people do use it. Whatever the skin type you have. And that has been known to damage coral reefs really badly. And because it damages coral reefs, then it will also impact our marine life as well, and our fishermen, everybody. We need those reefs.
And it comes back and affects us as well. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Everything kind of turns around and comes back to us. So these things do, because everything is connected. So, and then go ahead, Shelley. Yeah.
Well, I was just going to say, it's all about knowing your impact, so that's why ECCO is here, for you to be a conscious consumer,
Right.
So look at the ingredients in your products. There was something you mentioned earlier around even your cosmetics. There's an article online now that speaks to the beauty cosmetics and what are the different ingredients or raw materials in that can affect you adversely. You know, some people
Yes.
have allergic reactions, but at the same time, there are other causes and other things that can happen
Yes.
because of the different raw materials and
Hmm.
ingredients that are used. So
Hmm.
again, it really just goes back to you being a conscious consumer and being aware of what it is that you're consuming and what
Yeah.
it is that you're purchasing.
That's right. And I mean, beauty products in general, actually, there's quite a few things that you need to look out for if you're a conscious, consumer. And one of them is that some of them use these things called microbeads, which
Yeah.
are really teeny tiny things, and they kind of feel nice when you put them on your
Mm-hmm.
skin. They scrub your skin and all this kind of thing, and the cleansers to clean your face, that kind of thing. Um, those are very harmful. They'll go, everything sort of eventually ends up in the sea. You'll wash it down your plug hole, and that water goes somewhere. So,
Yeah.
it can be very harmful for marine life. It goes into the sea, fish ingest it,
Mm-hmm.
and and you eat the fish, so you end up eating plastic and nasty things. And really, a lot of those things aren't necessary, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. It feels
And
good, but at the same
they
time,
feel
it's
good.
not necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not a big deal really, and you can always find alternatives. So
Exactly.
I think when you're a conscious consumer, you need to find what are the alternatives in terms of green?
Right.
What are the green alternatives,
Yeah.
basically? And you can always find them, although you might have to pay a bit more for them. But, if you
It's
care,
healthcare
then
overall.
yes, and you feel
Yeah.
good about it. I
Yeah.
felt good when I bought my first bamboo toothbrush, and I thought, well, and it has the bristles are made
Yeah.
of something else as well. They're not made of plastic. So no
Okay.
plastic. And I felt good about that.
Okay.
It's fine. It works
Yeah.
really well as
Yeah.
any plastic one. So, and the
Okay.
other thing is the toxic materials that are in a lot of our products, garden
Mm-hmm.
products, herbicides, um, and
I see
bleach
Andrew Bruce
products.
here. I'm sure Andrew is
Mhm.
shaking his head at that one from Plant Jamaica. Yep.
All right. Yes. I'm sure he's not a big fan of Roundup. Are you,
Not
Andrew?
at all.
No. So, yeah, there's those things. Just, you can just think about it and look at the packet, look at the container, and you will see. Another thing I always look for is animal testing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is especially with cosmetics and beauty things again, for some reason, they like to test them on animals, which is ethically, it's cruel. I mean, I actually used to work. I had a temporary work in a lab where they used to do tests on monkeys and rats and things like that, and I
Oh wow.
absolutely hated it. I hated it.
Yeah. Oh
I
God.
used to get really upset because I used to see
Yeah.
these things, awful things. I won't even go into detail,
Yeah. Let's
but
not go there. Let's not go into
if you
detail.
care about your animals and your birds and your environment in general, because they're all part of it, then look out for some of these things.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much, Emma. Thanks for
You're
joining us.
welcome. You're most
All
welcome,
right.
Shelley. Anytime.
Okay. Well, that was Emma Lewis. Side note, Emma is one of our writers, and I had to have her on because I just love Emma. She contributes and she's always willing to help, and I just love my Emma. So we're gonna invite now, I believe, Miss Ayanna. Ayanna, are you ready for us?
Yes, I am.
Hi. Oh gosh, I just love the artwork in the back. I need one of
Thank
those.
you.
Go green, green lady,
Yeah.
right here. Yeah, everybody, can I get a yeah? Okay, great. So this is Ayanna Dixon, ASD, as you can see. So Ayanna is here, and I want to hear again. I invite you all to let us know what it is that you want to see throughout the pages of Echo. Let us know right now. Put your comments there. So I asked Ayanna to participate because I know Ayanna, though she's a fashion designer, graphic designer,
But
whatever.
so yeah.
Okay, okay. But she's also heavily involved in environment, and she is a greenie. I call her a greenie, an environmentalist. She loves the beach. I know that much. So tell us what it is you would want to see throughout the pages of Live Echo, and why is it important to you, Ayana?
Okay, so first of all, I saw your post on your Insta story and I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to know how people go to zero waste because just like the challenge of trying to downsize in terms of, like, of course, I try to make a conscious effort to like choose non, like reusable stuff and whatever. But at the same time, like when I see these pages, these people living their lives and they have like all the waste for a year in like a jar. I don't know how, but maybe one day we can get there. So maybe
We can look at it. Baby steps.
yeah, baby steps. So
Yeah.
that would definitely be like interesting to kind of like see the progression of people's waste and waste management and like trying to get it down. But outside of
Hmm.
that, as you said already, I love the beach. That's like my favorite place. It's my zen
Yeah.
zone. And because of that, which is how I know you, is I do a beach cleanup for my birthday.
Yeah.
Um it was honestly the only way I could get my friends to like be more aware of what was happening in terms of pollution and just I felt like if they had the knowledge of what was happening out there, that
Hmm.
they would cut back on their waste. So
Yeah.
the first thing is, I mean, I think awareness is like so important across the board, not just for people of
Hmm.
age, but like for the young ones coming up. Because if they're aware of the impact that they are making or they can make by the
Yeah.
choices when they're going to the supermarkets or when they're going to buy whatever it is,
Yeah.
once they're aware, they're like, oh my gosh, well, I love turtles, or oh my gosh, I love whatever. And they will
Yeah.
then make the changes and lobby for the necessary changes. So, like, we're doing a movement now, and then they'll come up and like add to that and make it grow, and it will be bigger. So, yeah, that's basically, I mean, I think I answered the question.
You love the beach. We get that. But I
Yeah.
love the fact that you chose your birthday to kind of inveigle your friends to come out.
Yeah.
Like, it's my birthday. You love me, right? You love me, right? So come and clean up a beach with me. Yeah.
Right. And most of my friends, I'm gonna be very honest, they begrudgingly were like, John, like
7 a.m.
right, 7 a.m. on a Saturday, dog. I don't want to do that. Also, a lot of, I mean, I am into like, I don't mind getting darker and tan and all of these things, but most of my friends are like, oh my gosh, the sun, we're going to stand up in hot sun all day, and I'm like, no big deal, guys. But
Yeah.
it's my birthday, so they just had to come out.
Yeah. But I mean, it's also awareness, because what I found over the years is when it's your first cleanup, it's like after that you can't stop.
Right.
Because you're like, wow, I didn't know that toilets came here. I didn't know tires were here, and all of this stuff. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
because we don't throw away our stuff properly. So it's really about
It's going
building that awareness and come again.
it's going somewhere. So like when you throw it away,
Yeah.
don't dispose of it properly. It's gonna end up somewhere. And that somewhere is a beach. And for most people, um, most of like you and me, we go to private beaches. So they've already cleaned the beach, the coastline,
Yeah.
right? So when you go to just a open, like coastline wherever,
Public beach. Yeah.
beach wherever, that's when you're gonna see the impact. And even like around the coast, even in areas that don't necessarily have like like a nice beach, in the rocks, in the cliffs,
Hmm.
there are tons and tons of garbage. Like even I usually go adventuring with my uncle, and literally we go to the lighthouse out by St. Morant Point by St. Thomas, and there's tons and tons of garbage, not just from Jamaica, but also from Haiti and
Yeah.
Dominic. public because you can see, like, you can read the labels on them and you can see.
Yeah, it's the current. Yeah,
So if it's not here, it's going somewhere else. So it's
yeah,
still, like, it's still gonna be in the ocean with the sea turtles, with all those marine animals that you love,
yeah,
the fish that you want to eat, like. So we have to, like, make a conscious effort to, like, make a difference in our purchasing, what we're
mhm,
we're buying. Recycling is so important, and also educating the younger ones coming up, and then also just cleaning
yeah,
up. Like, you don't have to
yeah,
wait for a beach cleanup to take a garbage bag on your way out
yeah,
and just pack up some garbage and dispose of it properly. Like, that's what I was
yeah.
doing before I had the beach cleanup. And my friends would be like, are you really? I'm like, yeah, it's just.
Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because you want to see beautiful beaches. We want our tourists to come here.
Right.
We want tourists to
And
come here. So how else?
and that also impacts, like, the quality of how we enjoy our beaches. So, like, for
Yeah,
example, in Barbados, they protect all their beaches, and I remember literally snorkeling. It wasn't even far out, and, like, there were big, like, turtles just swimming up beside me, and, like, some huge ass parrotfish that I never seen in Jamaica yet. When I go snorkeling in Jamaica, I could have go far out, and
you know, so not,
it's not as nice. So I'm just
that's
saying,
a nice way to put it.
right, it's just not as nice. Like, I was just so surprised. I wasn't that far out. I was snorkeling at that. I wasn't, like, scuba diving. And it was like
Yeah,
watching National Geographic. So it's just important for us to just make a conscious effort about, like, what our environmental impact is.
yeah, yeah. That's very true. Um, all right. Thank you, Ayana, for being here. Everybody thank Ayana. Yay!
Having me and
Thank you so much. Thank. All right, Katrina, toilets. Yeah, there are toilets there. Thanks to Ayana for coming on as well. I again, guys, put your comments in the message or in the comment section there. I see a few people. We don't have. Andrew says we. Why don't we have cages in the gullies to catch the trash before it washes out to sea? Well, a couple of things, Andrew, in terms of what it is that people are actually putting in the gullies. So even if you have a cage, or if you remember Jet, I think you might know, but Jet had a catchment at the end of one of the gullies in Montego Bay and another one, and it frequently popped because of the type of trash that was coming down. So awareness is very important. Don't throw your refrigerator in the gully. That's not where it's supposed to go. So any big ticket items like that, don't throw it in the gully. And actually, that's not what the gully is even there for. The gully is not there for your trash. So while a cage or catchment would be good at the end, it is something that we can research and look at. But Jet has seen that it actually pops after a while. Maybe they need that different technology. That's something that we can also consider. All right, I have another guest. I believe right now we're gonna ask Ms. Amoy Philpott Brown to join us. Hello, Ms. Amoy Philpott Brown. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. It's interesting because last week you were on my Instagram live and now I'm on your conversations with Echo. So this is great. Thanks for
Thank you.
having me.
Thank you for being here. Hi, Gina. Is Gina there? Gina came on. All right. So, Amoy, like we've asked our other guests before, what exactly bothers you about the environment, or what would you like to see done differently, and why?
I think for me, some of the things that come to mind. Well, the first thing that comes to mind for me is that in Jamaica, we're an island in the Caribbean. We're surrounded by water, and what's always so interesting to me is that every year around the same time we go through a drought.
Mm,
And the drought, it extends really almost into our winter season. And
mhm,
during this time, we almost go through what we know, well, not almost, we go through a water crisis. And so there's a lot of restrictions on water. There is a lot of restrictions on a lot of businesses because of the use of their water. So, car washes, etc. They have to restrict how they use their water. We always know it's coming.
yeah.
It's not as though it's something new. I've been on this
Not
earth
a
for
surprise.
30 years, and as far as I can remember, every single year around the same time, there's a drought. And
Yep.
every single year around that same time, even though we know the drought is coming, it's as though we're still not prepared. And so
Yeah.
my real question is more about, tips about really one, what is the water crisis? And
Mm-hmm.
the impact that has on Jamaica and Jamaicans, as well as what are some of the things that we can do every day to kind of assist with this water crisis. So, proper management of water. So water
Mm-hmm.
management, not just for, us as, persons, so personal water management, but also for businesses. What are some of the changes that they can make in order to ensure proper management of their water? I think that's a big one for me. And while you were actually talking, another thing that came up was the thought around, there are a lot of I would call them hot topics or
Mm-hmm.
common terms that are used as it relates to sustainability. We have things like climate change. What is climate change?
Mm-hmm.
I saw Carlington, I think it was, that commented and said, what is the difference between climate change and global
And
warming?
global warming. Mm-hmm.
I think that's really key. Like, there's a lot of things that are said and persons hear it. So we may watch a lot
Yeah.
of presentations, lots of briefings, and we have no idea really, or the layman really doesn't know what these things mean and the impact it has on their life every day. So it would really be about awareness again. So about some of those hot topics or common terms that are used, things like even, gray water. What exactly is
Mm.
that? No, I
Yeah.
don't know what that is. As someone who's new to the eco space, I would say,
Yeah.
I don't really know what those terms are, and it would be great to have a guide or someone guide me as it relates to what these terms are and the impact these terms have on my everyday life. So
Okay.
that's some of the things that I would want to know about. Also, to one thing is in terms of, and Ayanna may have touched on this, but like for instance, or coastlines,
Mm-hmm.
we look at, even for instance, Hellshire. Hellshire used to have a great beach, and now it's basically non-existent. Why did that happen? Also, too, what are some of the hot things that we should not be eating? So for instance,
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that parrotfish is one thing that we should not be consuming because the parrotfish help with the coral reefs as well as our coastline.
Yeah. The
Is
sand.
that true? Is that not? Like, should I not be eating
It's
parrotfish?
true. Do not eat the parrot fish.
Yeah, we
Don't eat
recognize
it.
it.
It's
True.
nice and
Facts.
pretty. And I hear that the meat is nice and fancy and tastes better than the snapper and the this and the that. Don't eat the parrot fish. Okay? Can I get an
Exactly.
amen from everybody here? Amen. Hallelujah. We're not eating the parrot fish anymore as of July 1st, 8
8:38.
something
Yes.
p.m. Yeah.
Yeah.
No more parrot fish.
Yeah.
Good.
So there are things like that. And it's not
Okay.
only just you eating it, but really and truly, if you go to the fisherman and you see him selling, you need to have a talk with him. If he's a regular
Yeah.
fisherman, really and truly, you should be saying, boy, I don't really want to buy parrotfish. Maybe you guys should stop selling parrotfish and stop actually, killing the parrotfish and selling them, because of these
Yeah.
are the effects of that. So things like that. I think for me, because I am new and I am just really getting into recycling myself, as well as trying to see how I can give back to this great earth that we're on. I think everybody kind of wants to know, what they can do, as well as some
Mm-hmm.
of, just kind of guide us through a lot of the terms that are being used regularly for,
Yeah.
layman, break it down for us really, and
Yeah.
how it impacts us every day and our country, so that we can do better.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I understand all of that, and definitely we'll be looking at some of those topics. The drought, I believe it's a cross between Emma mentioned government as well as us as individuals. That's something that we need to look at and be aware of.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to your impact. Do you need to leave the water running while you are talking to somebody doing whatever? You were brushing your teeth, but no, you're doing something else.
Yeah.
Um, so those are various things that we need to look at. National Water Commission, what is it that they can put in place? But it's a team effort. It's
Yeah.
really it's not somebody else's responsibility. Each and every one of us has a responsibility. We're all existing here on earth, and we need to participate in how it is maintained in order for our future generation, etc., etc. But thank you, Amoy. We will
You're
take your
welcome.
points into consideration, but
I am
definitely we're
looking
going to get
forward to
on.
many more conversations with Echo.
Great. Climate change, global warming, that's a big deal. A lot of people talking about it. Everybody probably heard about Greta, and they're just like, oh, Greta, climate change, but really, what is it?
Yeah,
So thank you, and we will talk soon.
great. Thank you.
All right. All right, guys. So we're not finished yet. I have one more guest that I want to bring on, and then, I notice your topics. Gina, Gina. Yes, Gina, I hear you. But yes, it serves a purpose, and we are going to not eat the parrotfish. All right. So now we have, wow, Natasha with the background.
I am coming in. I've been to Bahamas tonight. I went to St. Croix. And now I'm back in Montego Bay, all through the power of Zoom.
You ready for Google? You ready for carnival time?
I had two ceremonies I had to go, so I'm all dressed up in heels. And
Oh my goodness. I love the background. That is
it's
gorgeous.
lovely to be here. What a wonderful set of conversations you've been having. How fantastic. And
Thank
the
you.
comments. And we want to do this. We want Jamaica to be green. We want our country to be beautiful. We want our
Yeah.
children to have parks and green spaces to play in, lovely beaches to go and visit with, artistic Ayanna. I mean, there's so much to do.
Yeah. Um,
Man, go ahead.
I actually want to let everybody know a little bit about Natasha. So today, Natasha, was a good day for you because
Because Montego Bay has one more, I think it's actually the only one, plastic bottle depot, a collection site. So you can take your plastic bottles any time of day to a location. I'm so excited because I'm like, come on, bring your bottles. Well, don't use your bottles. Use your thermos. Use your. But for those who do, and then
yeah,
a lovely young lady with her a small cafe, Hummingbird Cafe at Half Moon Village, has said, we'll be a site, we'll be a location. You can come here and deposit your bottles. So it's the first day of Plastic Free July. So I'm really excited because people
yeah,
want to do things. They don't know what to
yeah,
do and they don't know where to go. So we're
yeah.
looking forward to the magazine, the information, newsletters, phone numbers. The
Mm-hmm.
manager of the recycle plant here in Greenwood, Montego Bay, she's happy to pick up the phone anybody who is
Yeah,
calling. She's so
yeah,
friendly and amiable and wants people to recycle. So I think the more information we have, we can try. Small businesses can help out, like Melissa did today, and we can
mhm,
come together and have a great movement.
yeah. And that's what we want. You build the awareness, and the action will then come.
Yeah.
So tell us why. Tell us what is it that you want to see done differently as it relates to the environment, and why.
Well, I find for families, I have an 18 and a 19-year-old, no pick me anymore, big adults, but we need a world for them. And from the day they were born, it just, when you become a parent, everything changes. And I said, oh my gosh, if we don't change, there's not going to be a world for them. So from 18, 19 years ago, I've been starting. And it's fun when you get children involved. They're
Yeah.
learning it at schools, Shelley. They're learning it from primary, secondary, they're taking degrees in environmental sciences. So they know what's happening. And some of us
Mm-hmm.
are getting a bit left behind. If we can have fun and family friendly events, beach cleanups are
Yeah.
awesome. We have epic beach cleanups with thousands of volunteers in Montego Bay, 1,023, I remember, in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Young people came out early on a Saturday morning to clean the toilet of the beach. Um, the children come home
Yeah.
and say, Mommy, why are you doing this? And you feel away. So then you get your reusable
Yeah.
bag and then you stop drinking out, when you go out, you get your. I have a nice little funky straw. That's colorful, collapsible. You know, they everybody knows me and they think I'm crazy white haired lady, but I don't leave home
Yeah.
without them. You know, I buy my food out there. No cutlery needed. Thank you. Miss, you don't need no
Yeah.
fork. No, I got one.
Yeah.
You know, so just utilizing the energy of young persons who want to make the
Mm,
change and sensibilities of the older ones working
yeah.
together. That's what I think. And we're
Yeah.
looking for resources, ideas, and things that you can provide us with, Shelley, you know,
Okay.
to take action.
Lovely. And we are going to be doing all of that in the pages of Live Echo magazine and obviously on our website. But thank you, Natasha, so much. And I guess you can join in the chat once again. All right. Thank you.
See you on the
All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for the people that I asked to come on board and share their views. As you can see, most of them are already aware to some extent. Amoy, she's a greenie, a newbie, and I'm hoping that with the information that she has said that she wants to see in the publication, you then will be able to utilize that information and use Live Echo as your resource for going green. So any other comments? I saw a few comments earlier. I'm gonna go back. Emma mentioned gray water is water that has been used for washing, etc. And we'll also delve into that. That is definitely something that I've heard about. Water harvesting, water conservation is very important. We have to look at how much fresh water we actually have on the planet. Um, and we have to make sure that it is conserved and used in the right manner and used for what it needs to be used for. All right. Um, Douglas mentioned we need a GoFundMe page so people can contribute, especially those people who can't go to the beaches to do the cleanup. Yeah, that toilet thing is a little tricky. Um, any other comments, guys? You can reach us on our Instagram. Oh, I actually had a few other comments that we received online through the Instagram questionnaire. So we had somebody ask about the Prius versus the Tesla. Energy efficient cars or fuel efficient cars. That is also something that we need to talk about. I drive a Prius. Love my Prius. It's not a plug-in, it's a hybrid. What is a hybrid? When I talk about hybrid, a lot of people say to me, "Oh, do you plug it in?" No, hybrid for me is the cross between gas and electric. So it's not a plug-in per se. So that's also something that we need to look at. I would love to drive a Tesla. I want a Tesla. So that's something that we can look at as well. I also got a comment from Iron Rock Jamaica from on Instagram. Switching from fossil fuel to clean energy. Another topic that we want to look at. Does it make sense? There are various companies in Jamaica now offering renewable energy, solar energy, etc. I hope everybody here has LED bulbs at home. That's also something that you need to look at. Switch out from your incandescent to your CFL and know what is most efficient is your LEDs. All right, we can post that information if it is that you're interested in seeing that. I have a comment here, Natasha. Thanks, Natasha. One last comment that I got from 2K Chefs, Cara on Instagram. How has COVID affected the environment and has there been an increase in the amount of takeout containers, masks, etc., washing up on our coastlines? Um, I have not personally been out there, and this is something also that I need to do in terms of being out there and seeing what is actually happening along our coastlines. I have been, I won't necessarily say on lockdown, but for the most part, I've been staying home a lot, working more so from home. But I do know I've read a few articles about masks being improperly disposed of, takeout containers with the plastic ban that occurred recently. Well, 2019. With the plastic ban on styrofoam, I've actually seen an increase in the number of other plastic containers coming in. And again, guys, if you flip the bottom of the container, look in a triangle, Most of the containers I'm seeing are either number 5, I believe it's number 5 or number 6. So that's something that you need to be concerned about as well. If it's not paper based, don't take it. It's not, they can't recycle it in Jamaica, they don't collect it. So, encourage your restaurants that they should invest in paper based food packaging. So that's something that we need to be concerned of. But I do want to see more about, our environment after COVID, post COVID. What is going to happen? I'm not sure if you guys saw where a lot of people, or there were a few articles talking about how the environment has gotten so much better because people were, at home. Everybody was at home, so there were little cars on the road. There was nobody running up and down on the beaches, the fishing, etc., etc. So fish population, has that been affected, and how? Um, Now that we're back out, or for the most part, most countries have now opened up. Is it now an influx of just every mass movement? Everybody's all around just doing everything, no, because they've been locked up for so long. So that's something that we also need to look at. Has the environment changed, or consumer behaviors changed, post COVID? Um, so that's something that I'm actually very interested in doing. But again, it's all about awareness. How can we let our neighbor, or children, or neighbors know that it is so important for us to know what our impact is? It doesn't make any sense you go to the beach, no, and you're throwing plastic bottles or even plastic cups on the shoreline. Why? Let go. If you're going to the beach, take a bag, like Ayanna said, take a bag, carry your trash back home with you. It doesn't belong on the beach. That's not where it's supposed to stay. You came there, you probably saw a clean beach. If it wasn't clean, do your part. Everybody can contribute to a cleaner Jamaica. That's really what it boils down to. Um, Gina, what number should it be on it for it to be recycled? That would be a number 1 or a number 2. I will put the information on our social media pages that you can see it. But for the most part, it is your number 1 or number 2 that's collected locally. All right. Um, Natasha said International Coastal Cleanup, Beach Cleanup, is the 3rd Saturday of September every year. So that's also something that you can be a part of, guys. Just go to a beach, clean it up. You'll see and experience what is actually happening to our trash. We don't have to throw away our trash the way we're doing that. There are places that we can go. I know Natasha, in conversations that we've had, speaks to, she wants to see more garbage bins across the island. We have the various bus terminals. Everybody's on. When you're in halfway tree, like how many garbage bins do you actually see? And so many people traverse halfway tree every single day. We need more bins. If it's not a trash bin and a recycle bin, then at least have more trash bins made available. That's something that we definitely want to see. Um, all right, so we are coming up on our 1 hour, and I want to thank you all for being here. I'm super excited. You guys have like thrilled me, thrilled me, thrilled me, thrilled me. I'm super excited about what is coming. And I'm really excited about you guys just being a part of the ECCO movement, um, and letting us know what it is that you want to see. You can always, the ticker is there, follow us on our different social media pages, and you can send us an email, liveecho@gmail.com. Remember to send us your topics, email us, and let us know what you want to hear about in the pages of ECCO or Live ECCO. All right. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.